So for the Kingman, Arizona project, we're going to start with the uprights and the post. All 48-inch uprights. I believe they're 20 foot in height, although we don't need that high of an upright. It's located in the area marked on the map as Area A, adjacent to the train tracks towards the end of the building. Again, these uprights are 48 inches deep, which is required for the 4-deep pushback system. On top of the uprights, you'll see 15 posts that are used for the system as well. These are all the beams used for the 4-deep system. There's going to be 5 per level. You have a front and a rear, which are structural with roll-formed end plates. And then all interiors are roll-formed beams, step beams with roll-formed end plates, which should make installation much, much easier. Again, these are 48-inch uprights, and we have 31, and we only need 30, so we should have 1 extra if we need spare parts. Now we're going to discuss the 4-deep rails. These are all located in that same area, marked Area A on the map, which I'll show here in a second. However, during the deinstallation in the previous sections with On Point, when the material that was torn down was placed out in the lot, things kind of got stacked in front of each other. So if you notice here, highlighted with the arrow, this is the exact stack that I'm speaking of right now. These are the 4-deep rails. These are all good rails. And as we begin to move down, you'll see the next bundle of rails that we're going to discuss are called out here. If you notice the arrow pointing to that bundle, which I will share this document with the team as well. However, this bundle, you will see there's 3 bundles in one, 2 bottom bundles and 1 top bundle. That top bundle that's only about 12 rails or so, those are no good. As you can tell, I went and I marked X. They have been mispunched by the manufacturer and they cannot be used. Just to give you a quick rundown of why they can't be used. On the long side of the rail, to the bolt is just under 3 inches, about 2 3/4. And on the short side of the rail, it's just under an inch, around 7/8. On the bad rails, they mispunch these, so the holes do not line up. And I do not want the team to have to waste their time trying to go through and figure it out. So I did go ahead and put X's on any bad rails. As we move towards the last bundle of rails, you will notice there is a couple bundles. However, these are all good rails. You do not need to worry about having any bad rails in this area. As you can see, noted on the similar map I used earlier, and noted by the arrow, this is the location of these rails that we're discussing right now. And again, these rails are all good rails. There are no bad rails on either of these 2 bundles. As far as elevations go, in addition to the elevation drawings that I have supplied, if the team has a question about the elevation of any of the exterior or interior beams for the 4-deep system, they can walk over to the original section they installed and take a look at the 4-deep. It is going to be the exact same elevations. At the very end of this existing 4-deep pushback row, this is where we're going to find all of the hidden/missing hardware as noted in this drawing here. This hardware includes all nuts and bolts for the 4-deep system, as well as the 6-inch spacers that were required for the 2-deep pushback insert structure that we were unable to put up, which I will need to have 1 6-inch spacer at least put up in row 37 prior to putting the 2-deep lanes in. This picture is a close-up of row 37. As you can see, we're right at about 6 inches, but I will need 1 spacer put up in each one of these connection points approximately 12 to 14 feet in the air to keep the uprights separated. Towards the back of the facility, where the 4-deep pushback will be getting installed on this mobilization, I hung up drawings both on a door in the back corner and on the rack. And if you have questions on where those drawings are, Brandon, the DC manager, will be happy to show you. Lastly, if you see in this picture, as I call out section B, which is right by the fire hydrants, there is a bunch of miscellaneous material, including hardware, spacers, additional spacers, 42-inch spacers for the 4-deep pushback that will be required, and we will use 4 each in each frame line. 4 each in each frame line of 42-inch spacers, as well as all of the carts are located in this section as well. Please note that also in section B here, anything that is wrapped in plastic is not to be touched, not to be ripped open. This is all 2 deep that is also mispunched. This video was meant to just serve as an additional piece of media to support the installation team. I will also be providing all of the maps that I referenced in here, as well as installation drawings and elevation drawings. I have already been on site and prepped the area and made sure that everything was going to be cleared. Spoke with Brandon, the DC manager, and if you have any questions, he is very well aware of the project and he has his own set of drawings to reference as well. Kelly, if you or your team have any questions, just like always, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself. If you can't get a hold of me, you can text Nick. Either way, we want to get this finished up strong. You guys have done a great job for us so far, and we look forward to continuing this. Thanks again.